just recorded both videos without any audio, so we're going to try this again. I am so sorry for how late these videos are coming out. They were both supposed to come out today, so instead I'm going to do one today, one tomorrow. We may have one on Saturday as well because I wasn't able to fit everybody's suggestions in here. And so yeah, we're going to have some tomorrow. And I'm going to start us off with an Outlander Now and Forever share, a new photo of Katrina Balfe and Sam Heughan from Sam's driver, Davey, on his IG Outlander, for Outlander, I should say. And I've got a few video or images here from Davey again. Of course, we can see Sam and Katrina on their horses, and I believe the person in red is probably doing something technical to make sure that filming goes right, possibly making sure they're getting the right angle, lighting, their feet are in the right spot. Who the heck knows? But this is another one that's fun. Appreciate Davey sharing a lot of these pictures. Let's see which other ones he's got for us. Outlander Now and Forever shares this one as well from Sam Heughan's driver, Davey, on Instagram. We laughed right until the last day on our journey together on Outlander, assuming again. And yeah, so when I first saw this picture, though, I thought Sam was like bundled in a blanket and had it wrapped over his head, which is very cute. But he's not. He's in like a parka, a big jacket, coat, and got the hood up, which, makes sense because he's probably chilly more often than not. Davey's like he's in the car, so he gets to chill out in the car. Sam probably just got in. I'm telling stories now. I have no idea. But again, really great share and a fun little behind the scenes part of your life thing going on with Sam. Thank you, Davey, again. And my last one, I do believe, from Davey Hollywood at Robert Wilson photo. Another one of Robert trying to get the perfect shot. Oh, and Sam Heughan. So yeah, here's Robert's the photographer fellow right there, I'm guessing, and of course, yeah, Sam's the guy on the bike. I don't know if you recognize him. We don't see him very often. A lot of Sam. Now, I do have a great article that I'm going to go through here in a little bit with you about what we might be expecting by the end of season 8. But I'm going to share this little clip with you real quick from Sarah1218 and 4 others. IYKYK says it all. If I knew what the acronym meant, I would really understand that. Go ahead and let me know below because I don't know. Credits, all ownership, photo, agencies, media outlets, Outlander on Stars, edit by me. So she made her little thing here. Let's find out what she did with this very interesting clip.
Or maybe you don't like whiskey. Maybe you just want something innocent, like turtle soup.
Bolt the door.
I think he's trying to imply that turtle soup isn't as innocent as you might think. I don't know why he would say such a thing about turtle soup. All right, now what I'm going to show you next is actually an article, and I know I don't do those a lot, but I thought this was pretty good. It's basically 8 questions that we kind of want answered, that we desperately want answered before Outlander ends. So we've got this article on amznewspaper.com, 8 burning questions Outlander needs to answer before its season 8 ending. And I think that a lot of these are kind of well-established questions we already know want to be answered, but let's see if we can take a look and see if there's any that maybe we hadn't thought of yet. Number 8, I think, is an easy one. We've brought it up on here a couple of times. You guys, me, we've all talked about it. Number 8 is, will William find out the truth about Jamie? Jamie's son should learn about his lineage from his father. And that's absolutely true. He should. So we want to know if he finds out, how he finds out, who tells him, and will it be Jamie? How are these folks going to come together and resolve this? Because the big concern is, of course, he's not really Lord Ellesmere if he's not the son of the previous Lord Ellesmere. So it's a thing. And it'll be interesting to see if it plays out on screen, how it plays out. It's one of those burning questions. And then we have this. Where is Jemmy? That's number 7. Will Roger find him in the past? And that is a very good question. Will Roger be able to find young Jemmy in the past? It's going to be quite difficult, all things considered. But we'll be able to see more of Buck and Roger's adventures. Again, I'm thinking fairly early on, at the very beginning, I would guess, of season 7, part 2. And we'll find out, how long it is until we find Jemmy. Who knows? But I think it's going to be an interesting adventure, and I doubt they're going to play it off even close to the way that they did it in the books. just because of the time allotment to tell the story. But I am excited to see how the screenwriters have changed what's in the book and kept true to the story as much as they can, how this adventure will play out. Ultimately, for Roger, for Buck, and of course for Jemmy. The number 6 question is, what will Brianna and Mandy do back at home? Now that Bri and Roger are split up, they will have to make do without each other. That was only true after Brianna and he were handfasted, and of course the disagreement drew them apart. Then of course Roger is taken off to the Mohawk thanks to young Ian's misinformation. But ever since then, they have been together. They have been each other's steadfast companions, going through the rocks together with the family. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting how the story is told when they are separated. And I wonder if they're going to do, with Outlander's creators, are going to do a little bit of watching them here and then a little bit of watching Brianna and seeing how that contrasts to Roger's story and his adventures. Outlander's really good at doing that, showing the timeline as it happens for main characters that are nowhere near each other. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. What awaits Claire and Jamie back in Scotland? And will they lend a hand in rescuing Jemmy? Those are two very different questions, in my opinion. What awaits them back in Scotland? Well, we know that we're going to be seeing Ian, Jenny, most likely, and of course, Larry. Most likely, we might see other familiar faces, but more importantly, we're going to see how people's lives have changed, how they've grown. We're going to see the reunion of Jenny and young Ian, Jenny and Claire. Remember, they're like sisters. We may be getting a different actress, but I'm going to guess she's going to be able to play that off and really bring this reunion of sisters together. I'm very, very excited to see that. And of course, the reunion of Jamie and Jenny is going to be equally interesting. Number 4 is, will Ian and Rachel finally be together? While it's not the biggest love story, it's got a lot of potential. And you know what? It's one of my favorites, to be honest, in the books. And as they've begun to sort of show it on screen, it's very sweet. You've got this warrior, this fella that has seen blood, has drawn blood, has taken life. And then he meets Rachel, and it's very sweet how they just, he's trying to be very courteous, and it doesn't quite work, but he's trying to be very gentlemanly and respectful of her. It's very sweet, and I think that young Ian deserves and needs a little sweetness and peace in his life where he can get it. And I think that Rachel has a great chance of bringing that to him if William doesn't get in the way. Will Claire and Jamie be separated after they return to America? In season 7, part 1, we saw them heading back to Scotland. We actually saw them arriving in Scotland, just not getting on land. However, this is going to be a very difficult time for them, not only in Scotland, but when they do head back. Well, some of us do know what will likely be occurring on the way back. What will happen when each of them, they put their feet back on American soil. It's going to be interesting to see what drama awaits them. And the second one is, how will the new characters affect the plot? Adding new actors in the final season can be a risky move. And that might be true, but there's a lot of stories that need to be completed, to be told, and they've got to do a lot of that in the 8th season. So again, I'm very excited. I'm very pleased to see we're going to have some new folks joining them, not only because I'm interested in a couple in particular, but because, of course, they always bring new friendships, new drama, new enemies on occasion that, of course, drive forth this story. Give us several plot lines. It's never just a story. It's so many. So bringing in more faces can only add to the volume of drama, of excitement, of adventure that comes with this romance. It's just insane on most days. And finally, apparently the number 1 burning question is, will there be a tie-in to Blood of My Blood? The upcoming prequel series will continue the franchise. We're aware of that. And I think it's more likely than not that there might be a brief appearance of either on either show, to be quite frank, because there was a crossover in filming time, a fairly decent sized crossover in filming time for both shows. So it would not surprise me if at some point Claire said, "Oh, if only my parents had known," and then we roll back to her parents for a brief scene. I wouldn't expect it to be a whole storyline or an episode, especially considering, again, how little time they have. But it wouldn't be surprising to me to have a scene, maybe even a couple, that kind of show where her parents were in relation to where she is, and vice versa. However, I think how they appear, or even if maybe Claire and Jamie would appear for a moment in their story, for Blood of My Blood, would have to do, I think, more in the timing of the airing of the shows. So, again, I think it would make more sense if Stars went season 7, part 2, season 1 of Blood of My Blood, don't hate me, and then season 8 of Outlander, because those of us who were suffering through Droughtlander would probably go watch Blood of My Blood to fill in the time. And then finish off season 8 strong, loving the show, and then go, you know what, at least we have some decent characters to continue watching. That's my thought. It's Stars. We all know Stars doesn't respect what we think, so we'll see what happens. And that's it for this one. I believe it's a little shorter, though. It's the second time I recorded, so it usually goes faster like the first one was practice. The next video for tomorrow, which is going to have a nice mixture of our cast, or at least a couple of them. And then, yeah, I'm going to keep looking for content and got some stuff coming from Kathy Slavic that'll probably show up over the weekend. I can't guarantee if it'll be Saturday or Sunday because we got a few things going on, but I believe it'll show up on one of those 2 days. So thanks again for joining me so much on this video. Please do hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already and think you might want to come back, because that helps YouTube suggest stuff. And if you at any point go, shoot, what was that crazy purple lady's name and what channel was she? You can just go through your subscriptions, go, oh yeah, that lady. And I'll be right here with my purple hair. Or slightly blue. It's sort of a day or two after. Anywho, thank you as always to my members. I should have a little something for you coming up by New Year's. I'm just going to be testing it out on folks at the gathering. If it all works out. There was a tiny mix up, I think, with Stacy Chadwell. You had asked for either Nell or Joey's, and I'd forgotten that I'd already promised Nell's. I'd written it down. I already promised Nell's to someone else. So you are getting Joey's. If that's still acceptable, let me know down below, and I will make sure I get that to you. I won't be asking for anybody's addresses or personal information until I have the autographs in hand, at which case we will figure out a good system for you to send them to me, probably via DM. That way you're not posting it to the world. And I will send those things to you, and hopefully they'll get to you before Christmas. All right, those are my hopes. Those are my dreams. If you did not get enough Outlander information in this video, please do check out my Waiting for Outlander Season 7 Part 2 playlist, and I'm sure you will find something there to your liking. Pick out whichever videos you'd like, and whichever ones you do choose, I'll see you there.